The 8th Indigenous Economic Development Forum, held recently in Darwin, proved to be an outstanding success. This year's theme, Developing the North, saw a host of successful Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander business owners and operators sharing their insights and business experience.
My name is Tony Waramarba, and I'm the chairman of the Indigenous Land Council. We are the Ontario people who still practice our culture as we have done since ancient times. We know where we are going as people living on the island and how to get there. This plan is a very clear plan, and we are doing this of our own back. The strategic plan is on our website and lays the whole journey out. Our coefficient statements from this plan are to protect and promote our culture, invest in the present to build a better future, create pathways for our youth to stand in both worlds. We don't want other people telling us what to do. We want our own unique economy. In November 2016, we traveled to China as part of the Chief Minister's largest ever trade delegation to visit China. I was the only Aboriginal person on that trip. Since our last visit to China, 6 months later, in response to our invitation to do business in a range of areas, including agriculture, renewable energy, tourism, and mining, we had 4 business leaders from Shandong province to come and visit us on the island. This has been a start of a very exciting stage for our people. It presents a situation that was never anticipated in the region and in the design of the Land Rights Act. In this, we will not just be passive royalty recipients from outside parties mining on our lands. We will instead be applying to the government to be joint venture partners and owners of our own mine. We will be in business with potential world-class resource of great value to invest in our sustainable future when the mining is gone from the island.
This is my first forum that I've come to, but oh my God, I cannot believe how much I've gotten out of it. It's been full on the last 2 days, but the amount of networking and the amount of information that I've gotten has just been great, yes.
Now, how do you see that as benefiting, Indigenous employment right across the Northern Territory?
Yeah, I think, you take away what you want from it. Like I said, for me, it was a lot of networking and a lot of different opportunities have come to my attention that I think I need to follow up. Different ideas around, the Indigenous business economics. So what great opportunities are in the, future and in the near horizon for the NT and the North, I suppose. Developing the North is growing bigger and bigger. And I'm excited to be a part of that and looking forward to the Aboriginal employment strategy being a part of all of that as well, and great opportunities for our Indigenous career seekers that are looking for employment opportunities.
The 8th Indigenous Economic Development Forum.
The next focus in sharing the North's economic stories. Unity through enterprise, Arnhem Land Progress Association. And that in itself has become a major institution in Indigenous business.
We're quite a diverse corporation now. We employ over 1,200 people. So we're running at about 85% Indigenous employment. That's very important and key to us, something we're very proud of.
We began as a cooperative of community stores in Arnhem Land, and today we operate stores in over 25 remote locations. With our goal of unity through enterprise, we are now contributing to the development of local economies and Indigenous business.
Our focus as a deputy chair is to resurrect employment for people, to give them real job, and to work with tribes and through language, and find the best solution how to empower Indigenous people across the board, how to marry the business that are given to ALPA, and how to succeed in the longer term to work in that policy of hand in hand, whether it's anti-government or federal government, and also independent. As a deputy chair with ALPA for many, many years, we are trying to find empower Indigenous people when it comes to welfare dependency, stop them from green card and give us and find a way how to people to live with cash. That was the starting point. And that's how ALPA developed to the largest organization in the territory, is to embrace and work with people, not to argue with people, and try to bring the two tribes and two people together and two races together, and find how to build the bridges between the two both societies, to have treaty in language and treaty in culture, and also to focus on jobs when Yolngo, Kabalandam, and Indigenous, we seem to get two things apart and just focus on business, because business have no name. It's just business. Our two parties work together to make it as a succeed plan for everybody. Thank you.
You have been in business, because this is what this is all about. You've been in the business for such a long time now. So how can you actually learn more from forums like this, because you are actually leading Indigenous business anyway?
Yeah. There's a couple of things that I personally myself need to get, and find how to start and how to progress in the longer term to pass that skill to the newcomers. We did our part. It's now triple its size in ALPA, but it's something that I need to pick up to learn and teach those young people that are coming on board. I think to resurrect the article of the history and to give them how ALPA did is something that we need to pass that knowledge back to the new ones that coming, the school leavers.
That's so important, and as a part of that, it's really important for them to understand that they need those business skills, and it is become part of protecting land and culture and families and growing communities.
But this is the best part of ALPA is, once you're doing a big project, whether you're doing ALPA project or you're doing government project, the good part is to understand the whole policy upside of it. And also to get that recognition, you don't ever argue with government. Don't ever fight with government.
I think that's very wise.
So what you do, you have to find the best solution, how to work with them and get the solution right, and be a part of the team player, So we need to work together as one people with one concept and one view.
The 8th Indigenous Economic Development Forum.
We've heard a lot of people talking about Northern Australia. It's pretty simple. It was originally just a line from Rockhampton in Queensland to a place like Coral Bay in Western Australia and the whole of the Northern Territory. It accounts for 55% of all the exports from Australia, which is very substantial because we are an exporting nation. We rely on exports for our income and for our well-being. But we've only got 5% of the population. But we are lifting more than the rest of Australia put together per person. 55% of Australia's exports, 12% of the GDP. So man for man, woman for woman, we are lifting a lot more than everybody else in this country. And there's some good reasons for that. Some industries that are doing that and are still doing the heavy lifting. The other thing that we know is very different about Northern Australia is it is dominated by a high level of Aboriginal population and demographics, land ownership, coastal ownership. Aboriginal people are fundamentally part of Northern Australia, like in population terms and in land area terms, like no other part of Australia. 3% of the population, the rest of Australia are Aboriginal people, 30% plus in the Northern Territory, Northern Australia. So it's a really different view that we have that the rest of Australia has in Southern Australia, where the other 23 million people live. You can't talk about income and industries without talking about the mining industry, the minerals and oil and gas industry, because in the Territory alone, I think it's something like $5.2 billion worth of things are produced every year. It's a lot of money. It's a huge industry, and the gas industry produces an enormous amount of opportunities and wealth, both offshore and we don't know what will happen. There could be, there's a moratorium in place onshore, but the future is yet to be decided there. But these are very important industries that underpin our economy, and will do potentially in the future as we go forward, but will be very important. Tourism is one of our bigger industries as well. It's something like $2 billion every year for the Northern Territory is tourism related. And it's very important. We have some of the best products in the world. People want to come and see and experience some of the things that we have. These are unique products. And these are export industries. Even though people come here and spend the money, these are export industries. Just as we sell our mangoes overseas or sell our iron ore or anything overseas, this is the same thing. We're bringing people from overseas to spend money here and enjoy what we have. Now, I'm going to talk about something which is really where my talk comes back to. That is Australia today, with 1 million people in the north of Australia and 23 million people in the south. Fly 4 hours south and you get 22 to 23 million people. Fly 4 hours north and you get 400 to 600 million people. The reason Australia is so prosperous today is because of the relationship we've had with Japan, with China, with many countries in that bubble who have been growing it rapidly and have been buying our things, our iron ore, our gas, our food, all the things that we do very well. Our tourism, our international education, and they are going to do more of it. So the message here is that it's going to be increasingly important for us to be connected to our region in a time where things are getting more and more uncertain.
Yeah, it's been great networking. Obviously, there's a lot of people here that want to get into business and don't have that. I suppose commercially they don't know how to do it or don't know how to get a product because we're in the native game, native green industry. So we've got about 120 restaurants that we supply through Something Wild. Our business is owned by the Motlops, my dad and Stephen and Shannon. So it's exciting to come down here and see. A lot of people are very excited about getting products out into market. So it's been great.
And we see, Daniel, that Something Wild has actually expanded into a whole various range of businesses in themselves. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we've teamed up with Adelaide Hills Distillery and Mismatch, which is a beer company, and made our own beer and a Green Ant Gin. So we made a wattle seed lager and the Green Ant Gin. So it's been great, to work with people that know what they're doing in that area, but to be able to get Indigenous products into alcohol is amazing, and it's created a lot of jobs just from that. Obviously that chain, people out picking it and then sending it into us. We buy it off them and then sell it into some of the best restaurants in the world.
The 8th Indigenous Economic Development Forum, highlighting the vital role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses play in the economic growth of the Northern Territory.